The Patreon website creates a platform where we can support creators whose content wouldn't necessarily be viable financially on the big platforms. So in the next few weeks, we're going to share some of the projects that we support directly with the hopes that you might be encouraged to support some of these projects as well. Here we go. This week, we're going to talk about a couple of good dudes, Gizzard Gary and Tony Simon. So we're about halfway through our recommendations here. Give us some feedback. Looking forward to that. And depending on when you listen to this one and how I post these, apologize for cutting the end off of that last one. But let's dig in. We've got Tony Simon, and the second is for everyone, which is the diversity shoot, which is a orientation familiarization effort that Tony's been hosting now for many years, a couple of times a year, and then it was every so many months, and now it's been on an even more regular, consistent basis. He brings anybody who's interested. Now this is in New Jersey originally, and now in Pennsylvania and Nebraska, and potentially some other states going forward. But he would bring or allow or offer for anyone who's interested this familiarization and orientation to firearms, some safety information, and then those that were interested and ready, they could have some trigger time. And it's been very successful, and he's had a great time, and he funds it out of pocket. So he is using the Patreon to help support that project. Additionally, though, Tony does participate in a couple of different podcasts. He also produces his own podcast, and I'm probably forgetting other things that Tony does in addition to having a family and a job. So Tony's a lot of fun. Tony is super active, so it's great to have Tony to try to pace yourself with. He's constantly doing stuff. You can see that even on his Patreon here, he's posting stuff fairly regularly, and he's got a decent amount of funding coming in. However, when you think of the price of ammo, when you think of the cost of travel, when you think of taking time off from work and taking away from family, this is not a lot of funding. Now, if there was a zero behind here and it was closer to $5,000 a month, I think Tony would be not just a happier Tony, which I don't know if that's possible, but he'd certainly be a less stressed Tony, and that would be great. But it would also mean if there was a zero here, it would mean there was a zero here, and that would mean 500 Patreons were paying attention to what Tony's doing, and I suspect at that point he'd have franchised what he's doing. I don't think he's doing what he's doing to claim the fame or to be the only one involved with it. I'm pretty sure it's the opposite, that he would be interested if he had the ability to share his experiences and help get the concept going around. So I don't know what's going on with that. I guess I'm just talking here, but I would encourage you, if there's the top three of the projects I'll recommend here. Tony, I think everyone would include Tony in their top threes. He's focused, he's open, and he's got a reputation that just doesn't quit. He's done a lot. He's accomplished a lot. Looking forward to what all he's able to accomplish still. All right, with that, we're moving on to Gizzard. Gizzard is out of Kansas and has been hosting live conversations in addition to creating content and being part of other people's live conversations and different campaigns and projects that people do. He helps me out quite a bit with different projects and campaigns that we're doing and helping getting the word out about stuff. In addition, Gary shows up at places like the events, some of the events that we've held for the Gun Channels days, to things like the industry events that people show up to. Again, participating, being part of it, and being available. So also he's able to do it somehow without pissing a bunch of people off along the way, which is no small feat. All right, so Gizzard is doing this as a kind of a hobby slash something to do. I don't want to speak for him, but I don't think he's attempting to retire off of his Patreon funding. However, again, having 300 people supporting Gary would not just mean that he'd have the ability to do some really amazing fun with his projects, but it would mean there'd be 380 people showing up at his conversations, and the way that he hosts a conversation, that would not just be lively, that would be downright fun to be at. So looking forward to seeing both of these projects succeed. I would say, again, actually with both of them, if I had to pick a top 3 of the projects that we're featuring in this series, it just might be that we hit 2 of the top 3s this week. So again, let us know what you think, not just of these 2 projects, because I'm sure everybody digs these guys, but if there's something else in here that you're seeing that we haven't talked about, or if you'd like to recommend something that we're missing over on Patreon, we'd certainly appreciate it. Until next time, I think I'll remember to hit the button this time. Thanks for watching.
Of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.